Sexual harassment is the new Russia. Democrats and Republicans are both guilty of something weird, but both sides are trying to minimize their guilt and exaggerate the other's misdeeds for political gain. And as long as we're obsessively talking about it, no one has to do any work. With new predators and victims named every day, it's obvious this isn't a political weakness, but a moral one that shows obvious flaws and failures in human nature. People are yucky, and the yuckiest seek power to make and silence victims for perverse pleasure. That's all objectively bad, no matter whose lever you pull on voting day. The problem is when you have behavior that is disgusting and wretched and unacceptable when it's committed by a person from another political party, it isn't all of a sudden palatable and no biggie when your guy does it. Nancy Pelosi did her best this weekend to minimize the alleged groping, caressing, and hot old guy sexery of her fading colleague John Conyers. But, you know, if the very same charges were leveled against someone like Kevin Brady, she'd levitate and spin and barf pea soup as she marched him to the electric chair. If Doug Jones were accused by multiple women of being a creepazoid predatory child molester, I doubt the president would accept a pat and flimsy denial and move on to the issues. He would digitally steamroll Jones right out of the race with an army of Twitter followers pitchforking him to political purgatory. Instead, the president tweeted of Jones, quote, "The last thing we need in Alabama and the U.S. Senate is a Schumer-Pelosi puppet who is weak on crime, weak on the border, bad for our military and our great vets, bad for our Second Amendment, and wants to raise taxes to the sky. Jones would be a disaster." That's way too close to a Moore endorsement. And if these Raptors know no party, except for the party in their pants, the one thing we should reasonably expect is a consistent response if there is any believable sincerity. Otherwise, we have a broken and hypocritical system driven by political tribalism, which is almost as bad as Russia.